Gon, Killua, Hisoka are together. That's all I've been waiting for. That's all I've been wanting. That's what I'm all excited for. Because that means challenging Razor to a rematch. If we can recruit Tsezguerra, let's get back in that gym and take him and his devils on. Between Gon, Killua, Hisoka, Biscuit, I think we can take him. I don't have high hopes for our new friend or Tsezguerra, but let's find out today. What's up, guys? It's Jughead here. Welcome back to our Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today we are watching episode 69. Nice. A heated showdown. Now that is a title I love to hear. So without any further ado, tune in to my full uncut reaction and stay for my in-depth analysis afterwards. So, Hunter x Hunter, episode 69 in 3, 2, 1. Let's watch, shall we? Oh, so we're already jumping in meeting with Tsezguerra and his team. If he agrees to team up with us, which he will, obviously, to keep the plot moving forward. But once we're together as a team, let's maybe take some training, a few days to, acclimate as a new group. So we're all on the same page. We all learn our strengths and our weaknesses, so it doesn't go like last time. Depends how strong you are. I don't know how strong Tsezguerra is. He looks imposing and intimidating and strong, but you could be useless. Yeah, let's flip the pages. Let's flip the turntables. You made Gon and Killua show their Ren to you to gain access into the game. Let's see what you're capable of. Yeah, our roles have been reversed. How the turntables. So he can fly. He can float. What does that... yeah, that's a cool party trick. Oh, they immediately saw his ability and were like, let's try it out ourselves. And of course, Killua beats out Gon. Gon has been taking so many tiny losses in competition from Killua every episode. But like I said, that's a, yeah, nice jump. Cool party trick, but what does that do for the challenge against Razor? Is there going to be a long jump competition? A high jump? Test your vertical? A dunking challenge? Ooh, 97 cards. 3 left. Well, technically 2 left, and that third card that I don't think anybody knows how to get. Look at these randos on the left. They're gonna be useless. But our group is gonna carry. You just need that many players to trigger. Just throw those games. Just lose. Him with his teleportation punch. How is he gonna... How's he gonna fare this time? What's he gonna do? If I'm close enough, his emitter... Okay. That's the benefit of losing on purpose. The pattern depicted. Ooh, Ooh, he can only teleport while standing in the ring. But like I said, the benefit of losing on purpose, gathering intel, resetting, and forming a game plan. Like they said, they formed countless simulations, figured out who to go up against who. All going to plan so far. I wanted to see their Nen abilities too. Oh, they're employing the same strategy they did last time. Lose on purpose. Uh-oh. We got a subordinate out of line. Razor ain't gonna like that. Hey, what? You talking over me? You're my devil. What are you talking over me for? Bo. Hold your tongue, man, before you lose it. Uh-oh. He lost more than just his tongue. Lost his whole damn head. Unlucky Bo. Did that idiot think I wouldn't kill him? That has to be so intimidating for the rest of the group. They're all gone. They're running away. They're gone. Dude in the middle looks like Rock from Black Lagoon. What is he gonna do? Yeah. They're out. What a shot. The Bo had his head lit on fire and now fucking decapitated. Sumo match, I think, is going to you guys. Technically get a win. Woo! 8-on-8 Dodgeball. I thought it was going to be volleyball, honestly. From what we saw in that brief scene when he destroyed the troops' boat. Those are his... He's emitted those. That's his team. He's an emitter, and those are his emitted players. Yep. Oh, those are his devils. Yeah, they're gone. Trying to think, Dodgeball. Gon would be physically strong enough, perhaps. Yeah, he wants to scare them away. If you don't use Ken to protect yourself on those catches, you're dead. Yeah, you'll only have 6 players. You're gonna need 2 more. Can we get two of your devils? Can you emit 2 more? Or are we gonna play 6 versus 8? Wouldn't that boost your resolve and make you more powerful anyways? If you have the resolve to go up on the court 6 versus 8 with your lives on the line. So this is the difference between conjuration and emission of those aren't real players. Only Nen users can see them. They're technically not Nen beasts because they're not conjured. Whereas like Abengane with his Nen beast would be, it's real and tangible and can be touched. I thought we were all on the same page with that, but I guess Gon and Killua weren't. Ooh, Gon's finding out that Razor is one of the game designers. Does that mean you know my dad? And then Razor's gonna realize, oh my god, Jing's son is in front of me. So those were real people that he hired. And so his devils are the ones that he emits. And then, like I said, only they can see them. But would they be able to interact with the real ball, or would it have to be the Nen ball? Yeah, does it? Yes, ask about Ging. Oh my god, yes! Ooh, Gon's gonna actually love that. Your dad told me not to go easy. Where's that smile? Smile, 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 smile. Yes, yes. Gon loves that. Ging deliberately went out of his way to tell his fellow Nen masters and friends, if you come into contact with my son, don't go easy on him. Ooh. So is he an emitter or a conjurer? Did he conjure 2 real apes? I don't think you can do that. I think he emitted those 2 Nen apes. I don't really know how you can tell the difference. Especially in the context of, like, they're not talking about it. Because, like, when Kurapika conjured the chains, and he always keeps them... And you kind of learn the context of, you know, but he puts a, I don't know, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. I'm just gonna shut the hell up. You know what I'm trying to say. Even though I don't really need to pay, he's just explaining the rules of dodgeball. I grew up in America. I know how to play dodgeball. That was like gym class every other day. Gon, it cannot be that hard, man. Hey, don't be biased. Razor's just gonna spike the ball every time. And that's gonna kill somebody if they're not ready. So this is a little bit different than normal dodgeball. I was still paying attention, but this is different than regular dodgeball. Yeah, you're not as strong. Razor has no issue. Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? And now you're fucked. Who's dying? Jesus Christ. Get out of the way. This is where the volleyball comes in. Oh, he actually didn't spike it. He just threw it. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, I don't even think with Ken you can. No. Move out of the way. And got decapitated as well. Oh, so you change places. That's how he was able to get the white gorilla there. Talk about a flight or fight response. So he's pretty much out. He's done. Broke no rules, performed with Nen. Hey, he ain't coming back. I'm waiting for it all to come down to Hisoka, Gon, and Killua. And Biscuit. I would love to see Biscuit become whoever the hell she really is. Because I know there's something inside her. That's not her real form. I would love for it to come out now. Oh, well, he's paralyzed. He's a quadriplegic now. He's done. Now he's in a wheelchair. As heavy as a bowling ball with how dense that Nen is. So he was still fast enough to direct his aura not Ken, but Ryu, I guess, to focus it into his back. He can walk, so he's not forever paralyzed, but he's also out. Yeah, I said in the beginning, I don't have high hopes for you. Old man. Got those gray hairs for a reason. Ooh, you got it. You're starting all the way over. You're doing a hard reset on yourself. Think you're past your prime, buddy. Yes, knock everybody out, leave it to just Razor so you can just focus on him. Bungee gum, 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 bungee. Yes. Yes. Genius. It won't work on Razor, but hey, get number 6 out, get number 2 out. A long time since I've heard this flamenco guitar. That's the ability they knew he had. They don't know about his texture surprise. Yes, like I leave him for last. But Razor's gonna catch it. Oh, nope, they fucking merged? Let go of your bungee gum. Yeah, let go. Wow. What a clever trick. Use four hands to try and catch the ball at the same time. Brace for it. This is a showdown. All right. There, he's not going easy on you. Is he targeting the chest? Is he targeting the head? Where's he going? Damn, that's a shot too. No, he's gonna catch it. He might go fucking flying, but he's gonna catch it. I know for sure. He's Jing's son. Out of his boots! Out of his boots! It hasn't hit the floor. It hasn't hit the floor. Damn, he's bleeding. What a badass. Bleeding from his face, but he's fired up. Fuck yeah. So, first off, excuse me if I still sound a little nasally or make a lot of cuts in this discussions, or if this discussion ends up also being a little shorter. Turns out I actually have walking pneumonia, so my throat's really dry and my lungs are pretty tight, and the antibiotics I'm on are making me pretty tired. But we press on. No excuses. What a fun episode. Now, Gon shined in this episode. Remember last episode, I said how Killua shined bright and received much of the focus of the episode. Today, I feel like Gon had his turn to shine too and receive much of the focus this time around. High octane, sports, anime-like battle, dodgeball match, survival, strategy, Nen mastery, all converging. And I love the absurdity of this episode because a dodgeball match in Hunter x Hunter isn't and can never be just an innocent game of dodgeball like we know from our childhood. It has to be a subversion of a children's game turned deadly. Gon and Killua's new rebuilding team is now bolstered by the recruitment of Tsezguerra and his allies as they rematch against Razor. We didn't waste any time of the episode doing that. Episode opened with their recruitment, which I love the pacing of, whose imposing presence, and I'm talking about Razor here, whose imposing presence on top of his Nen abilities really kind of reframe the whole contest as more than just a game. Our team racks up a handful of easy wins. Razor then upends the whole thing. All our progress by changing the rules on the fly. I guess that's what a Nen-enhanced, the game master can do. Demanding an 8-on-8 dodgeball match, which again forces our team to confront the fragility of their ranks and their limitations yet again. I thought we would have gotten a volleyball match from Razor, but I guess that might have been too complex and also kind of slow compared to the more, straightforward, quick pace of a one-ball dodgeball match. Also, more fun to watch winning by eliminating rather than, just a first to reach total score. It's at the moment when Razor learns that Gon is Jing's son where I lean forward in my seat because the personal element or dimension was injected into the contest and confrontation, transforming this match from a mere physical challenge into a symbolic test and passing of the torch, where Gon's inherent potential is put to the test by someone who knows Ging very closely, and Gon's relationship with his elusive father becomes the focal point, which always excites me. The pacing was very good this episode. There was enough action and speed to grab and hold your attention, but it was really that sense of hope and momentum from the early string of victories that kept you on your toes, to then have it abruptly disrupted by Razor's countermeasures I didn't see coming. Right when you think one side's dominating, it oscillates to vulnerability and vice versa. And Gon is an impulsive and eager young kid, but he's obviously someone who confronts his quests with unyielding resolve. His willingness to face a foe as formidable as Razor, who represents the zenith of Nen proficiency and mastery and tactical cunning, and to want to do it outnumbered as well. Tell me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that kind of resolve make your Nen stronger? Wouldn't that elevate you? Isn't that the whole point of resolve in Hunter x Hunter? Or does resolve only really come into play when setting vows and conditions? Or does the sheer resolve of willingly going up against someone you know is multiple times stronger than you, and while you're down 2 fewer people, would that increase your Nen? You know, Gon is driven by his own personal ambition, but also his unspoken desire to validate his existence and his inherent and inherited potential. Although he's sent crashing through a wall, despite using Ko, he recovers and gets fired up to keep going. Quintessential shonen trait. The indomitable spirit of our main character, who can turn any near fatal setback into a source of renewed and reinvigorated strength and determination. Today really highlights Gon's identity. That's what I love. Or confronts Gon's identity. He's an innocent, enthusiastic, youthful kid. Yeah, we all know that. But he has the potential for greatness, literally in his blood. There's a promise within his lineage. Whether that promise is suffering or greatness, I have yet to know. Ging is indirectly present always. Therefore, in front of Gon is always both a legacy to be claimed and a standard that Gon must strive to surpass. And I think Killua would also understand that, because Killua is trying to surpass his own father. That's why Gon is so fired up. Every character this episode, really, from Tsezguerra to Goreinu, if I'm pronouncing that right, is shown grappling with the price of their own potential. To the point, Tsezguerra admits to himself he must start over, training from the very beginning. But each and every one of them stayed to compete against Razor. Each and every one of them had the willingness to endure pain and risk life and limb in pursuit of not just some card, but at the end of the day, in pursuit of mastery and strength. True power is not given. It is back-breaking, like in Tsezguerra's case, practically, literally. And it can be life-threatening, like in Goreinu's case, almost lost his head. It is earned through hardship, perseverance, through the willingness to push one's limits and be pushed to one's limits. Power, too, is inherently and incredibly personal, mutable, and bound by your limitations and your dreams. Everyone is like that dodgeball in a way. That dodgeball itself is a potent symbol. A seemingly simple object we're all familiar with, a rubber sphere. That, when imbued with Nen, transforms into and becomes an instrument of both destruction and incredible opportunity. Its weight as described by Killua, like a bowling ball, suggests the heavy power, the heavy responsibilities, the heavy danger, the heavy burdens, the heavy risks, the heavy potential that comes with wielding such Nen power. Gon, Killua, Biscuit, Hisoka, Tsezguerra, Goreinu. They're the seasoned players and the seasoned Nen users. Their previous wins against Razor's team signal that in raw strength and skill, and in strategy, they have an edge, it seems. However, when the rules get altered and they're found to have a sudden shortage, under pressure, they must rapidly adapt and reconfigure themselves. You know, what's that quote? Fail fast, adapt faster. I now know Goreinu is his name, and we saw his Nen ability this episode. He quickly resorted to his Nen ability of summoning 2 apes, Nen constructs that serve as surrogates. They round out the team. I don't know. No, those were omitted as well, right? Those can't possibly be conjurations. Even for Hisoka this episode, I always call him the wild card because he so often is. But in this episode, he's the one we all relied on. He came in clutch. He was reliable. He was the calculating one, using his signature bungee gum to provide and secure such a tactical advantage against Razor, taking control for some time there, leading the team, buying the team, critical minutes, critical seconds. Razor's Devils are also a fascinating example of Nen's amazing versatility. I keep learning more and more about the nuanced differences between even, like, say, an emission and conjuration, which I still have trouble with. It's funny. It was like 2 episodes ago where the narrator mentioned Razor and his 14 devils, but they didn't even appear until today, 2 episodes later. This entire time, I thought the pirates were his 14 devils, and I didn't even think for a second that they may be real people. But then today, I found out they aren't emitted by him. They aren't fake or a part of the game world. They are real people he hired. Felons, convicts. His actual devils we see for the first time today. And I'm still trying to understand how emission works and how conjuration differs from emission to be able to tell apart pretty instantly when one is being shown versus the other. And also understanding the mechanics of each type. Like how these devils interact with tangible objects, even though they are merely Nen. I don't know how to precisely unpack all my thoughts and questions I have right now, racking up in here. You know, the way I understand emission is that it involves projecting your aura outward from your body. That's like the most basic definition. But I'm really hanging on that word projection, projecting, to project. You know, essentially I'm trying to differentiate the act of projecting and the act of conjuring. They're both a form of manifesting, but projecting and conjuring do have their fundamental differences, even just definition-wise. Like for emission, emitted constructs you project are typically intangible to those who do not possess Nen, because they are purely the energy you can't touch. Actually, I don't know if you could touch. You can't see. That much I very much know. Like a movie projector. You're projecting a movie, the images of something, but the thing itself isn't real. You're watching a movie be projected on screen, but emitted constructs can still carry kinetic energy, it seems, or I guess kinetic force, or even like other effects when, I guess, shaped properly, which isn't easy. It seems easy because we're watching Razor. Conjuration is the creation of, almost like an alchemy, the creation of objects out of aura that gain a degree of physicality. Conjured objects are, I'll say in quotes, real in the sense that they have a solid, tangible form that anyone can perceive. And I think they tend to still persist or exist if the creator stops channeling aura. Like Kurapika, good example. He conjures real chains. Like he said in talking to Gon, how he had to think, dream, and live chains to be able to ultimately create and conjure real chains. So Kurapika creates real chains and keeps them visible to trick opponents into thinking he's merely manipulating any old regular chains. And he can also turn them invisible using in, like how he does with Chain Jail against Uvo. So Razor's devils aren't conjured in the classical sense. They are emitted, or like the word I used, projected. They aren't independently fabricated objects or real beings. They are just projections of his aura. So then, how is his Nen able to interact with other tangible objects like the dodgeball? Is it the simple fact that the dodgeball is imbued with Nen, so they're interacting with the Nen, catching it and such? Is it just the fact, Razor is so damn powerful that he's able to imbue his constructs with enough kinetic force that they can affect other physical objects, like a concentrated burst of energy that carries weight and impact, like how a strong enough breeze of wind can move even the heaviest of objects? So I guess that means Razor just has to be constantly actively channeling his Nen. I don't know. And then you have Goreinu with his apes, and that's a whole other conversation we can get in. So maybe if I could just get some help understanding that, I would appreciate you. But that's what makes Nen so fascinating and awesome. Right when I think I'm mastering it, I'm brought back down to earth and told I don't know a damn thing. It's kind of like Tsezguerra. Nen's beauty lies in the fact it's both an abstract force and a tangible influence. The devils are unreal. They are not physical matter, but they are still a manifestation of real energy. Focus, direct, and give that energy enough momentum, and you can interact with the world as if it were a physical force. And what's so cool about emission is how highly adaptable it is. That feels like another key difference between conjuration. When you set on what you're pretty much set in your place. Kurapika chose chains. He is set in stone with those chains. Whereas emission feels so much more highly adaptable. You can alter the number, alter the shape, alter the function, all on the fly. Can't do that with conjuration. So like, see how I'm trying to wrap my head around it all? I don't even know if I'm doing a good job. So again, I would really appreciate you if you tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm right, or give me a little bit more information. But that one line, does that mean Ging is here, is the line of the episode for me. Gon's always thinking about and aware of his origins, of his own origins, and the deep-seated curiosity and sometimes the longing that has driven him throughout his journey. It is never lost on anyone why Gon is here. In that one simple question, we see Gon connecting the dots. Green Island is not just a game. It's not inside a game world. This is all really happening. And Razor's elevated role he learns as a game master and therefore colleague of Ging suggests there might be more at play than a simple challenge of dodgeball. He is testing the waters, hoping that his father's influence might be felt, that he might learn something more, or perhaps even that his father might be watching him, watching over him. And then you see how Razor's eyes narrowed as he pieced together the implication of Gon's question. You could see him deduce in that moment, this boy before him isn't just any competitor. This is Ging's son, who he has obviously heard of and been told of before and prepared for. That revelation is important because it immediately recontextualizes Razor's whole approach to the match. He will not go easy on him. He was explicitly told not to. No longer is he dealing with an anonymous opponent. He's confronting the heir to a legendary lineage and name, another Freaks. So Razor doesn't hold back. It's as if Ging, even in his absence, has dictated a harsh but necessary path for Gon. It's a testament to Jing's confidence in Gon's potential, that his son must face the most severe tests if he is to become the great hunter Ging himself is known to be. That is, if Gon wishes to become a hunter at all. Gon is out to find his father. That's it. He's not necessarily out to stay with his father, learn from his father, love his father, form a relationship with his father, just prove to himself and his father he could find him and meet him. I don't even know if Gon cares about being a hunter outside of that. Up until this point, the reason for that hunter license was for the access to his father. And I mean, outside of that, I don't know what Gon cares about at all, really. Because besides nature and friends, and perhaps just the nature of hunting itself, really all I know about Gon. Hence, I guess, Hunter Hunter. Even though I know that's not why Togoshi titled it that, but just a fun little connection. But Jing's foresight is palpable here. By instructing his fellow Nen Master, associates, colleagues, whatever you want to call them, not to take it easy on Gon, he is ensuring that his son does not grow up complacent or move through life and his journey easily or with privilege. I'm sure Ging is one of the first to understand that true strength is forged in the fires of adversity, and that he understands adversity is something Gon can't only handle, but wants, as he's lived with emotional adversity his whole life already without a father figure. In the harsh environment of Greed Island, which Ging invited Gon to, might I add, where every encounter can be, as we have seen, a matter of life and death. Easing the challenge would rob Gon of the opportunity to test and ultimately prove his mettle. And that damn smile, that goddamn slow developing smile on Gon's face upon hearing Razor's message is layered with irony and determination. That's a smile born of excitement and the thrill of a challenge, of the challenge. That smile reveals deep down, Gon craves the kind of rigorous, sometimes torturous, uncompromising tests that will allow him to ascend to his full potential and prove himself. It's like, even subconsciously, he relishes the idea of not being coddled, which to me is a vital aspect of his character development. And so I'm pumped to see what happens next episode. We were left on a cliffhanger today, so I hope we reach the dodgeball match climax next episode. How Gon, Killua, Biscuit, Hisoka are going to work together to win against Razor. And that is where I'm going to end today's discussion. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already to stay in the loop here. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below. And if you're interested in early access and or exclusive content, check out my Patreon. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, until next time, thank you, have a good one, peace.